It seems like price increases are going to be the new model for Tesla, at least going into 2022. They had yet another price increase over the past couple of weeks. In fact, they've had 6 in the past 6 months. It almost seems like it's a monthly occurrence. Now, some of it doesn't surprise me. This new EV tax credit that's coming through that actually seems like it may happen is going to save you $7,500 off the top of your car. Well, in the form of a tax credit anyway. And then an additional $500 for having a Made in America battery, which Tesla has. So $8,000 in tax savings is going to be a huge incentive, a huge stepping stone for people jumping in the EV market. Now, Tesla knows this, like everybody else. And so what they're doing is raising the prices, fluctuating their prices to accommodate this tax offering. Now, after 2023, this tax is actually going to be, or this EV credit is actually going to be a drop off the top price of the car. So a $60,000 Tesla Model Y, $60,000, and we'll talk about that in a minute, is actually going to be $52,000 with the $8,000 credit. Now that's assuming that over the course of next year they don't have any more price increases, which I doubt, but who knows. So we're going to talk about that today. The EV credit, the price of the Tesla, and then on top of that, waiting 7 more months to get a new one. All this and more. Sit back, relax. You guys are watching The Tall Tesla Guy. So $8,000. Now that's off the top of the car. Now people are looking at this EV tax credit. Currently, as it stands, January 1, you buy yourself a brand new Tesla Model Y, Model 3. You're actually getting a $7,500 plus $500, so $8,000 credit off of your taxes. So when you file your taxes in January of 2023 for fiscal year 2022, you're actually going to take $8,000 off the tax you may or may not owe. Now, one of the caveats with this new EV tax credit that wasn't there before is you actually get the difference back. Now, it used to just go right back to the government, but say you file your taxes and you owe $2,000. You have this EV tax credit because you bought yourself a brand new Tesla Model Y in January 1 of 2022. You file your taxes, you're actually going to get $6,000 back, which is the $8,000 for the new Tesla, minus the $2,000 you owe. You'll actually get a check for $6,000. Now that's a huge, huge, huge incentive, but what's even more incentivizing is that in 2023, you actually get it off the top of the car. Now that's what they used to do. Up until 2019, the tax credit before was, $7,500 and then $5,500 because it stepped down to $3,500, and you actually got it off the price. So you pay $60,000 for a Tesla Model Y, long range edition, white or even silver metallic now, and not performance. You're actually going to get it for $52,000 because you're going to get that $8,000 right off the bat. Now, until 2023, it's just going to be a tax credit for you, which is still great. But once you get to that point, you're actually going to get it off the top of the price tag. It's a huge incentive, like I said, for people to jump in there and buy it. However, and I don't know as though this is a direct impact of this potential EV credit, this potential savings, this money or anything like that. More likely aligned to the chip shortage, part shortage, supply chain issues that every company is facing currently. If you go on there right now and order yourself a Tesla Model Y, long range, you're living in a normal place, not a major metropolitan area like LA where they're made, or Chicago or New York City or something like that. If you're living anywhere else, you've got 7 months before you get it. I looked at it today. If you order it today, you're not getting it till June of 22. So if you can't wait that long, then you have to explore other options. Now, one of the things people are talking about, this EV credit requires you to buy it January 1 of 22 and beyond. So if you buy it today, if you ordered it back in July of 2021, and you weren't going to get a delivery date until January, and they scaled you back to December, which more like is to get rid of the inventory that they have and because people are delaying and canceling their orders, you're not going to get the tax credit. So like, for example, I go in there in June or July, order my Tesla Model Y brand new. It says I'm going to get it in December. If I don't delay the delivery until January, and you can do it for up to 45 days, but you have to talk to your Tesla rep anyway. If I don't delay it till January, I don't get that tax credit. So the first thing that I'm going to do, and I would suggest to anybody that's in this particular situation, if you have the opportunity to wait, if you have the opportunity to delay it, I would delay it at least till January. One of the kind of small little things with that, at least that thought process, Everybody says all the time, I want to wait for the 4680 battery, and it's going to be amazing when it comes. I want to wait for the new screen. I want to wait for the yoke steering wheel. I want to wait for the new technology that comes in there. Now, Tesla alone is basically a technology company that happens to make a car, so you're always going to get those over-the-air updates, but there are slight changes to the car itself. Now, over the past couple years, it hasn't been much. With the 4680 battery, it's going to be a pretty big jump. However, there's always going to be something. Every time somebody asks me that, should I wait, should I wait? My response is always, do it whatever you can do in your situation. If you need the car now, don't wait, because you're going to be waiting another 8 months if you wait to order it. Don't wait for the technology. Don't wait for the changes of the vehicle, because there's always going to be changes. There's always going to be differences in the car. You know, more range, different battery. That's always going to happen. And if you wait for that, then you're never going to get it. Now, this is the only time where I'm stepping in there and saying that if I were to order in July of this past year and they told me December, I would push it out to January. And I would do it just to get this EV credit. Get this $8,000 off, you know, your tax liability or whatever it's going to be. I'm not going to wait till 23, but I would wait till January. Now, that's just my situation. It just works for me. We don't need both cars right now, so I can do that. If you need both cars, then obviously you can't wait. And then you run the risk of having more supply shortages in January and not getting it till, say, February. And if that doesn't work for you, then that's definitely not a situation or not a road you guys want to go down. Because we touched on it in the very beginning, Tesla is sold out for 7 months, and I don't think that's going to change. Even the supply chain fixes itself, chip shortages go away, part shortages go away, everything starts shipping the way that it's supposed to. Giga Austin is fully online, you know, producing the Cybertruck, producing the Model Y in Texas, the Model 3, who knows, at Fremont. I feel like it's still, people are ordering them faster than they can produce them. You know, Hertz ordered 100,000 of them. Elon even said in a tweet that that's great, but we can't produce them faster than we can produce them. And basically said, Hertz, even though they ordered 100,000 cars, it doesn't jump them in line in front of anybody else that already ordered it. From a business standpoint, from a supply chain standpoint, I have a hard time kind of thinking that that's 100% true, just because I feel like somebody coming in with that big of a push is going to be, I mean, 100,000 cars is almost enough to have a separate factory just for it. But who knows? That's just kind of his thought on what he said. And who knows if he wasn't just trying to mess with the stock price, mess with JP Morgan. I saw that they were suing him recently. Who knows? But either way, you're going to be waiting 6-7 months if you order today. So you've got to keep that in mind, and you got to think about that when you're trying to place your order, when you're trying to consider this EV tax credit, when you want to jump in there, when you want to kind of hold off. And then on top of that, like we started in the very beginning, price increases. Tesla always has price increases. Ever since the Model Y came out, it came out at $49,000. It's gone up $10,000, and it only launched in 2020. March, I'll call it May, June 2020. So it's only been around for over a year, a little bit, and it's got over $10,000 in price increases. Now, some of that is because of supply-demand issues. Some of it's this EV credit that he thought was coming, and it sounds like it's actually going to come now. And some of it's just because that's the way that Elon does it, I guess. Wakes up one day and decides to change the price on something. He did that with the Model S, changed it to $69,420 as a little joke and, you know, a sense of humor kind of thing. But nonetheless, he does that stuff, and he has done that stuff. If you look at the historic pricing charts of Tesla vehicles, they're kind of all over the place. It looks like a stock chart, going up and down for no real reason. Tesla doesn't actually have model years. They don't call it. I mean, there is technically a car that was built in 2020 that would be a 2020 model. However, not like the 2020 Ford whatever or the 2021 Chevy something. It doesn't work like that with Tesla. They wanted to kind of classify everything as a Model Y. And in fact, once they deviated from the Model S classifications being, you know, P60, P75, P85, P90, P90D, P100D, which was majorly just confusing anyway. Once they deviated from that, they completely stopped doing it. The only thing that they use to classify the different models of the Model Y, Model 3 are the little red line underneath it to indicate that it's a performance vehicle. Now, obviously, you get different tires with the performance, you get red brake calipers, but outside of that, the only thing that comes stock with the car, as far as in indicia, is the red line underneath the dual motor in the back. So that's really all that Tesla does to differentiate their vehicles, or at least differentiate their models of vehicles. They don't do anything as a year-over-year kind of thing. So I don't think that's going to change much as we move forward. Now, keeping all that in mind, price increases, delays and shortages, all the way to Q2 of 2022 if you order right now. And then on top of this, the EV credit. So let me know what you guys think. Is that going to push you forward? Is that going to push you to pull the trigger? I know it would for me. At least that savings, as long as you can wait. But who knows? Not everybody's in that boat. Let me know. Let me know what you think. I really appreciate you guys tuning in and watching the videos. I hope you're having a fantastic week, month so far, jumping into the holiday season, and I hope you're staying safe out there. Thanks for watching, everybody.